Hi friends, welcome back to Found in the Garden. Today you actually find me in my garden. Wonder of all wonders, if you saw my last YouTube video, you were probably expecting to see me in the same sweater, but I just went to sleep. My smoothie was delicious. I finished it this morning, no regrets, really liked it. It held a really good flavor. So if you've been thinking about doing green smoothies, I highly recommend it. Today, I want to talk to you about seed starting mediums. Now, what I mean by that is, what do you need to start your seeds in, as far as what will they grow in? Are you using soil? Are you using potting soil? Are you using dirt from your ground? Are you using rocks? How do you know what to plant? As gardeners, we like to make sure that these seeds that we're going to be spending a lot of money on to grow food for our family actually grows. And so what I want to talk to you today about is how to make sure that you're buying the right kind of seed starting mix for your garden. So behind me, I have a couple different things. I'm going to bring it over here. Now, what you have been seeing me use in our seeds, or in any videos where I'm starting seeds, is this. This is a Light Warriors basic seed starter. And this basic seed starter is great. It has some perlite in here and some Coir, some peat moss, and it's super lightweight. So let's see if we can. So, see all of that in there? When you get it wet, it will compact a little bit. And everything in here is designed to allow your plants to grow really strong roots. And also, and second, to hold moisture, okay? So this is specifically designed for starting seeds. This isn't something that you would necessarily put in for like in a pot that's just going to be sitting on your deck or wherever you have your pots, because this is only for starting seeds. There's no nutrients in this at all. It's just basically a place to hold the roots in place until you're ready to put your seeds outside. If you don't know, you can find a link to buy this from Amazon in the video description. There's a lot of really great information for you down there. Okay. So then the next thing we have here is potting mix. Now, I went to Home Depot, I bought this. This was probably the cheapest potting mix they had. And I'm gonna open it up and show you why I like it. Even though this is potting mix, you can see that this is still very, very light, okay? So this isn't going to compact down. This is gonna allow the roots to grow. Small roots like an easy way to grow through the soil. So this is gonna compact down. There's some things in here to help with soil moisture, but because this is really cheap potting soil, it's not just like a bunch of dirt. This is more compost level, I would say. This has a little bit more nutrition in it. You're still probably gonna want to feed your starts with this. Now, this was probably $12 a bag, maybe less. Actually, you know what? I think it was $7 a bag for this one. This one was about the same. Also, there's a big weight difference. I know this bag is half empty. This bag is quite heavy. It is full though. And it does have a little bit of moisture in there. Now, I went to Costco, as one does, and I was walking through their garden section. My Costco has a little garden section, and I was buying some bulbs. If you want to see me pot up some bulbs, let me know in the comments. And I saw this, and I was like, Eric, I have to get this. And he was like, yeah, I agree with that. What this is Increta soil. Now, this word soil is a little deceptive, okay? This is not soil in how you would think of soil. This is coir, coconut coir. Now, coconut coir is just a really light mixture, or a light byproduct of coconut. Let me open this. So this product came in 2 parts, and it's super dense. This is like a brick, but it's super light. I can literally just hold it with a couple of fingers, like 3 fingers, and then it's only falling because it's a little topsy-turvy. Now, this is gonna be really light and easy for your starts to start. So I'm not mad at this, but I wanna talk to you a little bit about what you should know when you're using a product like this. When you're using any product, a mistake that I see people make more often than not is not understanding that anything you start a seed in that's designed for seed starting, it's going to be light and innutritious. There's no food in here for the plant to eat. This is just coconut coir. So there's nothing here for the plant to eat. I don't mind this. I actually really like this. Look at how pretty that is. I think this is a great option for you. It's not very expensive. I think I paid $20. This turns into 4 cubic feet, 4.5 cubic feet of soil that you can use to start your seeds in. I think that's great. But please know, when you buy something like this from Costco, you're going to have to feed your plants. In fact, you're going to have to feed all your plants. You're going to have to feed all your plants regardless of what you pay for it. Now, there was a little bit, I'm sorry, let me say that again. You're going to have to feed all of your plants regardless what kind of seed starting mix you're getting. Unless you're only planting and just barely getting starts up, you're gonna have to feed them. Now, this coconut coir was a little wet. There's some moisture in the bottom of my wheelbarrow there, and you can see it comes together. It's still nice and light though, and even if I try to pack it together really tight, it doesn't want to pack together, okay? I'm squeezing as hard as I can, and it just falls out of my hand because this is not something that's gonna compact down. Okay, what don't you want to start your seeds in? Clay. Clay is not great for seed starting. You need something that's light enough that little tiny hairs can get through. You need to feed your plants somehow. Now, potting mix like this is gonna have a little bit of food that's only gonna last for a while. You can use things like adding a little bit of compost, adding some worm castings. All of that is gonna help you feed your plants for longer, and then just some liquid plant fertilizer will also help if you're willing to use that. If you're not willing to use that, then either avoid using starts or just start your plants later. All right, so we started out with this. I'm gonna put some water in here and let's see how big this gets. So as you can see, this coir is just sucking up all of this water. So this is gonna continue to grow. Hi friends, it is a new day, excuse me. It is a new day. Unfortunately, my camera died yesterday while I was in the middle of trying to wrap this up, which is kind of a good bad situation because now I can come back and go a little bit slower. So I'm just letting this soak up the rest of the water, because that's what you're gonna wanna do when you buy this or anything like this, is it has to soak up a lot of water. And as you can see, this is very full. So we're just kind of taking it apart. Ooh. And see, if you just stick that in the water, it soaks up the water so fast. And I think we might even need more water in here, but I didn't want to get this too wet. One thing that I did that you're not going to want to do is leave this outside. If you leave it outside, bugs could lay their eggs in here. And it's just, it doesn't create the best when you're trying, when you're trying to start plants inside. It doesn't create the best environment because you'll get bugs. so we need more water for this still. Now, you don't want to add too much water all at once. Because once it soaks up all the water it can, then now you have too wet. It's hard to dry. You'll have to let it dry out or add other things into it. You don't want to do that. So we're going to let this soak up the rest of the water. And just a really quick reminder, when you're looking for seed starting stuff, think about how long do I need to have this with plants inside of it. If it's going to be a long time, what am I going to feed the plants with? And then the other thing you need to look at is the density. Seeds like to start with something that's not super dense. So you look at this, even fully wet, squeezing that out, it's still not super compact when I squeeze. And if I squeeze as hard as I could, this is hard because it's cold, it just falls right apart, okay? This is really loose. This is gonna be great for letting those little roots grow, but again, it's not feeding the plants. That's your most important thing. And the thing that I'm gonna keep saying over and over and over again is you've gotta make sure you're feeding the plants. So this is gonna continue to expand. I think we're almost there. I think there's just one little kind of piece left, which I'm gonna kind of break up and put all over this wheelbarrow. Kind of help soak up the water from the corners. All right. So we now have an entire wheelbarrow full of Coir, that's what this is, which you can absolutely start your seeds in. Remember, you want it light and airy. This will hold moisture, but not drown your plants. And the only thing it's missing is what? Food. That's right. The only thing it's missing is food. So let me just remind you and show you how cool this is. So this is what we started with, and this is what we ended up with, this whole wheelbarrow full. It'll even get a little bit bigger as it continues to expand. So would I buy it? Probably not. I like it. I love the concept. I like that you can put this in your car easily. You can carry it around easily. You can take it up flights of steps easily. And it's not bad for starting, but I like to make sure that my plants have food in the soil, even though I know I'm going to be feeding them, okay? It's just, I feel like it gives the plants better, a better start. Now, what could you do to this to make it better? Well, if you were going to add things into it, you might add some perlite or vermiculite into it to help keep it airy before you added something like compost into it. I wouldn't add necessarily just your soil into it unless you know that you have really good soil, but that's something that you could do. You could add worm castings or blood meal into this to help add nutrients to it and feed it longer. In fact, what I will probably do is go down and pick up some worm castings and mix it in here so that there's a little bit of food, because I'm not going to just let this go to waste. I'm actually going to use it. Even though this would not be my go-to, I saw it and I thought, you know, that's really interesting. I'd like to see how it works. And I mean, I love this for seed starting. It's so light and airy. So I have some potting mix that I showed you. I have the seed starting mix. This is another option, super inexpensive. I think it was under $20. And you'll get about 2 wheelbarrows full. Things you should remember is you're gonna need something big to put it in. Theoretically, you might be able to cut this down a little bit smaller, but I wouldn't like make any plans around that. Anyway, if you have started your seeds, let me know what you are starting them in the comments below. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Please don't forget to subscribe. We started something new, a deal group. So if you have not liked our Wagner Farms Facebook page, go and like that and find the deal group there too. And check out that description box. It has become such a like treasure trove of things. We have products in there. We have more information. I'm really enjoying building up the description box and just making it better. Shout out to my friend Kathleen, who's helping me out with that too. So until next time, and always, let me know what you have found in your garden.